And I'm like, sure.
Okay. I just went live on my phone. Is this working?
Oh, hold on.
Hello? Okay. Do you see me? And you hear me?
You're not showing up as
Okay. Well, we are here at seminar.
We are dead at seminar. Yeah.
Yes, technology has not been our friends. I'm gonna turn it sideways in a sec, Eva. So first of all, I know I saw so many people in here. Druid, Eva, Sujan, I think Gamer Granny. I saw a first time chat. I hope you're doing well. I know that it's been rough. And who else was here? Yakamo, I know I saw. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. The chat went away. So for whoever I didn't welcome and greet, you know I love you. So, and I'm thinking of you. So I am here with some of the nerds, and hopefully a few others might show up. Can somebody just chat to Padma to say, yeah, come on.
Oh, I don't have her. I don't.
No, she's actually
She's
watching.
on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Padma. Oh, Lasweka. Hi. And Robin. Oh. Padma, if you're still listening, come to my room.
Sorry. I should have muted.
So I have some nerds here. We're all sweaty and exhausted, and I have a very special guest.
Mm-hmm.
I will reveal this person very shortly.
That's you. That's you.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
Quilt
Okay.
royalty.
Did somebody knock at the door?
Those are your cape.
No, that was somebody else. Okay. Okay. So first of all, let's say hi to Elle Riggs.
Oh, hi.
And let's say hi to Jill.
This is the first time we see faces,
Sup,
right?
nerds. And Molly.
Hello.
Okay. And I'm going to say hi to my mom. You guys have seen my mom.
Hi.
You've seen my mom before.
In my basement.
And then my very special guest, who I asked to stop by like a very last minute, and she came, is the one and only Mary Kay Walvogel.
Hi, everybody.
Now, Mary Kay is a secret quilt nerd. She's watching. She's in the lurker lounge a lot.
And I hear my name way too many times. But I love this. I think it's very cool. And I'm thrilled to sit in on seeing how you do this.
Yeah, when it works, it's fun.
And now you're royalty, Stephanie.
Oh, geez.
Can we just talk
Supposedly.
about how great your presentation was? Yeah.
Yes, please. Please.
So good. Yeah.
It was fun.
Very well researched.
It was probably one of the more, I mean, I've only been to 2 she's, but it was probably the most fun in a, ever study set. Yeah, right?
I
Okay.
didn't get to see it. She's in a show.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, your research was excellent.
Your slides were beautiful.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. They were,
And it was,
I thought they were great.
the content was like, it was detailed and informative, but it wasn't dry and academic.
It was like,
captivating to me.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
nice.
I
It was
spent
a
her
good
teenage
story.
years
It was a
yelling
good
at her, and I was like this, watching.
there's hot goss. A lot of
Yeah.
hot goss in that presentation.
And what did the old timers think? Now, you're going to do this for me later, I'm sure. But what did what was their response from?
I think they loved it.
Well, I
There
mean,
were a lot of,
do you recall Barbara Garrett and Deb Cooney?
They were in there?
Yes.
they
Oh.
ran
Barbara
up
Garrett was
to the
front row.
table
I
afterwards.
sat next to Deb, and they just ran to
I
her
loved it.
right after
Oh,
the fact. Barbara was taking tons
Yeah.
of pictures.
Barb took Barb took pictures of a lot of my slides, so I was like, okay, this is good. Debbie has so many ideas about,
Really?
things to look at and things to try, and
And she's talked to you about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how cool.
getting into the more into the Dunton sphere, and we're talking about, can we find the quilts?
Oh, that
No.
would be a good
And I know
Oh.
that was Questa and Joyce's goal,
Yes,
wasn't it?
yes. That's
Yeah.
kind of like what we did with the Sears Quilt Contest. I mean, you have a goal of finding 24,000. You're going to find all of them. And you have, what, maybe 40, 50 in that book?
I think so. I'm trying to think. It's terrible. I've never
Even
counted.
if you found
Yeah.
10 of them,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It would.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm thrilled.
I'm okay. I'll just sit on the floor.
It was great. It was like I was just so proud.
Yes, I know.
You know, I don't. There was still plenty of room in the room. I don't know why you couldn't have just kind of like snuck.
Yeah. I know.
Well, but Mary Kay went to a very good one that
Real, was it the women's?
The women's thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the real bummer is when like everything's simultaneous and you really have to like be cutthroat when you choose. you
At
know?
that time.
IVI.
I'm
Marcia
hoping-
Hicks.
I'm really hoping that like everyone will do their stuff for the winter session,
I think-
so that
I think
you
that-
have a
I know
chance to
something
see.
about that. Yes.
I really
Do you know something you can say?
No, I mean,
Okay. I was gonna say,
I said I know something about it, and then I'm like, what do I know? I just I'm on that committee, and I'm on a million committees now. So
I believe I've been voluntold for that committee.
yes, you were.
That's a good word.
Yes, you were. You want to be on this committee, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Well,
I'm happy to be there. Happy
Yeah.
to help.
Seriously, I mean, it should be given again, and I encourage you. I hope you could even give it to like a
Wait,
local
do you want to do a
guild.
cold side
Oh,
chat?
she is gonna give it to
She's
a guild
gonna
in
give it to-
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I am. I already have
Okay.
a guild booked, and a couple people have taken my card, and I'm like,
She is a paid guild.
I have really no authority to say this, but maybe you could do a quilt side chat and talk about Dutton.
But you have to choose. They don't have a Dutton quilt in there.
Well, his daughter's quilt.
Is at IQM?
I have pictures of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, anyway, that's all right. The setup originally was to choose a quilt from IQM.
Gotcha.
Oh, we veered from that. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you have veered from it. Okay.
Yeah.
If only Stephanie had a live stream that she could do her lecture on. You know, just saying.
Not like I've made any promises, right, guys?
Well, I just think I can't tell you, you know, it's just so cool to see. I mean, it really is kind of what did she call it? What shall we call it? So, I mean, it is a turning point.
Yes. Yes.
Something's happening here at this seminar, which is very cool, and I think you have a big part of it. And I love the fact that you said that you saw it was a textile talk, or was it?
Mhm.
It was textile talk.
It was Debbie Cooney and I think Rhonda McGowan, and they were talking about Baltimore album quilts. I mean, they're both experts, and they, you know, I knew about Baltimore album quilts, but I had never heard Dunton's name. And I think Debbie Cooney said, well, of course, you know, Dr. Dunton. And I'm like, who is Dr. Dunton? So after the textile talk, I got on the Google, and I found out who Dunton was. And I was like, this guy sounds interesting. And I started looking for the newspaper clippings. And
I have a question for you.
mhm.
So, when I was in grad school, I worked at archives, and I processed a collection of this professor. He and his wife didn't have any kids, but like I was going deep. Like I processed the entire collection, and I was like seeing their medical histories and like things that had to be redacted. I'm like, oh boy, and how terribly women were treated back then. But did you feel like you were his granddaughter, like surrogate granddaughter, by the end of it?
Aw,
Yeah.
like maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he had this very paternalistic tone with people. You know, he talked about his nervous ladies, and he, you know, we know that he basically told somebody that, you know, he probably knew more about the quilt than she did.
Yes.
So he could be a little rude and put
Yeah.
his foot in his mouth, but I really do think he had a lot of respect for women.
Yeah.
And he did not have any granddaughters. He had 3 grandsons, but his great grandchildren, there are some girls.
Yeah.
But I don't think he knew a whole lot of them. So, you know,
Like I felt like they didn't have any kids, but like they were not perfect. They were not perfect, but I still felt like my grandparents weren't perfect. And I'm like, I'm adopting you as my grandparents. You know, I will take care of your stuff for you, and I kind of missed them when I was done with it.
Well, you invested emotional energy
Yes.
in going through those documents, and
Yes.
like it's almost like you're reliving someone's whatever
Yes.
part of their life you were
Yeah.
looking at.
And you were in so much of the stuff.
Yeah.
Did you felt like you get to know him a little bit?
I did.
Yeah.
I feel like I really got to know the psychology of the man. And I had kind of this, the Dunton charisma was a section I had to take out because it was just making it too long.
Yeah.
But just some of the things that he was very opinionated about. And the letter, the photocopy of the letter you brought me, Cuesta says the exact same things I've said about him. You guys, I got a photocopy of a letter from Cuesta Benberry to Sally Garrett talking about Dunton and the Bessie Lewis, Benjamin Rush coverlet kerfuffle. If you guys remember when I talked to you about that. And I read the piece from Quilter's Journal. So yeah, that I was beside myself when Mary Kay gave me that photocopy.
Did you share that part of the kerfuffle in your city center?
Yes.
You did.
And when you gave me the letter, I was like,
So did you use that too? No.
no,
I
because
did
you
that
gave it to me after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she mentioned you.
It is really when his stuff came to the Historical Society, what year was that?
The BMA.
Or
Yeah, he was originally going to give it to the Historical Society, and
Oh.
something happened, I think. But it went to the BMA in about 52.
Okay, so here we are, 52, and then I think it just languished there.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
went
did.
to an art museum,
Yeah.
and then these books. He died, and these books. I actually have 2 books because, and you want to be. My friend lives in Frederick, Maryland,
Really?
and I mean the same librarian.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
Hood College.
Yeah.
And she came up with these books would just be Dunton books because I think he must have just gotten rid of them. I really 3 of them have gone through my hands.
Wow.
And anyway,
I can tell you what happened.
and people anyway,
Spirit
once
is
they got
here.
out, once the book got out, like Cuesta made a complete photocopy of that book, and so did Joyce. And they were so taken with him, and they wanted to break into it's hard, they said, come on, we want this material. And whoever was in charge, and there must have been 2 or 3, Anita Jones was the one I had to deal with. And I said, I'm going to sweet talk her. I can tell her, I knew what was in there because I think I had a copy of it from Sue Roberts. I had a copy of Dunton, so I knew the date, and I said, this would be very simple. Just find the correspondence with this date, and she did go ahead and do it. And I think that's when I became Cuesta and Joyce's most amazing researcher. You did one. It was kind of like right now the way you are to me, as far as and to me, to them, it was like, whoa, she's okay. She got through.
Yeah.
But the problem was they didn't have a curator who could really, and you know how that is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, there's money, there's this and that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you went through it. I mean, it's better, much better now.
It is,
Well,
yes.
she made
The-
BFF with the girl running things now.
Yeah, well,
That's what I think it takes.
Was the
You're
election
right there.
process? Was it organized?
yes. So
Okay.
in 1999, the Baltimore Appliqué Society, Mimi Dietrich, they raised money to have it preserved because it was literally sitting in a corner in a pile.
I was really nervous from the pictures you were showing because
That is one of the only things I found in there that was not
well,
good.
The photos were on super acidic paper, and I'm like, that's not. Remember I said about the paper clip because I'm such a
Yeah,
such
but-
a,
Nerd.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, I've done enough of this. You gotta get that paper clip off of there. And I was getting a little panicky. I'm like, they need to preserve those photos. They need to digitize them. But that takes money and staff and
I have offered to be the free staff.
really.
They don't have the equipment to do it.
Wow.
Can I ask a question? Have you at this point seen everything, or is
No.
Okay.
They don't have a scanner.
The BMA doesn't have.
They do
You
have
can use a crappy scanner.
they do have a scanner, but the problem is some of it is
Copyrighted.
well, no, some of it's scrapbooks, and the scrapbooks are falling apart.
Oh.
And so they need somebody like a conservationist that could help with that.
You know what
And
they do? They go in, they photocopy it on acid-free paper. that's what everybody does.
Take it off.
Yeah, they just, you know what, I know what the problem is, they're understaffed and have way too much to deal
Oh,
with.
100%. And the budget is a
I
problem.
want to go down there and be like, I will preserve, I will.
I'll come.
Okay,
I will
I will organize, I will
We'll
scan
just
your
show up with
documents.
just show up with a bunch of nerds one
Yeah.
day, cake, and be like, I brought an army.
Yeah.
I brought an army. We're
Art
coming in
schools
here. You don't have a
that
choice.
area. There are so many art schools in that area. They should just get interns. Get interns to come in and do it.
There's, you
They
know,
could do a practicum. I could send them students. and they
yeah,
could do a practicum.
it's a struggle. The struggle's real over
So
there.
there's just lots of issues.
Yeah.
You know, it's
You
like,
need to tell your girl there, hey, I know some peeps.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
from a library museum
You got it.
standpoint. It's hard. There's a lot of training and there's like liability issues because if you go to the archives, you're gonna have access to a lot of stuff that's, you know, and if you're volunteer, it's all
Yeah.
tricky.
Are you familiar with the Cone Sisters?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have all the Cone Sisters stuff.
Oh.
And that is more important to the beginning.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's their
Libraries. I mean, libraries are historically underfunded, and I can see zero to little money going to quilting stuff because.
But it is,
Yeah.
I can tell you, it is in the archival boxes.
Okay.
Is a lot of stuff is interleaved with archival paper.
Okay.
The scrapbooks are probably in the worst shape, you know, and they're not really very well preserved other than being in boxes.
I could do this.
Apparently they claimed for the money.
I know. I volunteered for too many things.
Yeah, you're hired.
Yeah.
They claimed for the money that was raised, they were also going to start digitizing,
Yeah.
and that most certainly did not happen. And I asked the question. I was like, was it a budget issue? You know, because this was 1999. And she told me, she's like, well, I'd have to go back and, you know, look into it. And I was like, no, don't start talking to people in the finance because then they'll say, who are you? You get out of here. So I didn't want to start poking a bear.
No, I'm getting way too nerdy. But they have to have server space. They can, whatever you're using already, you can just upload it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, May, if you're listening, let me help you.
Well, you think about like newspapers.com now.
Mhm.
Suddenly, that is almost become it's just like blossom. They've got it streamlined.
Yes,
Something
yes.
is really
The
coming
metadata
together.
has been streamlined.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Yeah.
So, you hope that someday, like scanning scrapbooks is an issue everywhere. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the next thing I want scanned is all of like Quilter's newsletter.
Mhm.
I have brought this up with Martha at the museum because we have a full set.
Sorry.
Scan it. That ought to be. Why doesn't newspapers.com move on to magazines.com?
Well, I wonder if some of that is a copyright issue because I don't know who owns the
Newspapers
rights
critical.
anymore.
Well,
Someone
Yeah.
owns some rights right
Yeah.
now.
Does
because
someone own the rights?
I
Okay.
asked, I had asked, I think I asked Mary at one point because I had mentioned to Martha, why isn't this digitized? And it would not be hard to do.
Nope.
Early newsletters are thin.
Right.
And they're like,
And when
stapled,
oftentimes
right?
when I'm at the library, I'm usually there on a quiet day. I could easily scan with one of those desktop, boom, over the. Part of the problem seems to be money, but if you have people willing to volunteer, I already am volunteering. I'm not paid to work for the library.
You scan them. I will do the metadata. There you go.
So the one who's like, I volunteered for
I'll
Tribune.
do it.
I
But
volunteer as
this is
Tribune.
very close to my heart. I love Quilter's newsletter.
So I
Yeah, it is.
I remember a stream where Mary had said that there could be some issue because someone might own some things right now, but she wasn't sure. So
Well, I think it was bought. You know.
Yeah, the
Oh,
rights
yeah,
rights
right.
were.
so that would be
But
the
when-
question.
And the
is-
family is, there's a daughter as well. But so I
She's
don't
not
know.
making any money off of it now. Pennies
Well,
if she is.
No, but it was sold to a big publishing company that
Yeah.
still owns a lot of the. Certainly they own what they published of it the years because you can go. Those are several.
Yeah,
years
some of
ago.
the older ones are digitized.
No, the newer ones.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's been a long.
Trust me,
yeah.
I've looked.
The ones that were published later.
Yeah.
Well, but I still think letters, aren't letters fabulous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially when they're
Yes.
the two, like Dunton did that,
Mhm.
to keep a copy.
Yes, I feel like
Oh
he's
my
one
God.
of very few people who kept a copy of his letter and then filed them alphabetically with
Do you
the
want a
responses.
neighbor or something?
He must have. Yeah, you put
Yeah.
it, we were taught that in
in typing.
Put a little.
Yeah,
carbon in the rock.
he did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think of all that we don't have anymore now.
Mhm.
I mean, no record of that stuff, unless you're. Oh well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you're a library. You like to be tidy. And,
Well, it's just in my house. But I like to organize things that aren't my house. So,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Just remember, Molly, this is now on the internet, and the internet's forever. So.
Yeah. No, I like organizing. That's what I do. I know I was in the Mary Beth Stahl,
yeah.
that was great. She was talking about doing
Quilters.
qualitative research
Yeah.
and interviewing quilters.
Uh-huh.
And I was, because I do quantitative data analysis, and I'm like asking her, and she's like, oh, this is how we do it. You know, like, it's like, oh, you poor quantitative researcher. I'm like, can you change your questions midstream? She's like, yes, of course. I'm like, wow, that's so Lou. This sounds so great. But I want to do that more. So, yeah.
So hers was good.
It was great. You can tell she's,
Oh yeah.
she's probably, I can just tell from like watching her teach, like she's an excellent professor.
Mhm.
She's got it down, you know, she
Yeah.
knows how to keep it funny and make it
Right,
relevant and stuff,
right.
so, yeah, it was a great presentation.
So did she talk about the fact that it's like a genealogy with maiden names and married something?
She
you ever
did
talk-
not talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's never enough time to
No.
talk about it
I
all.
wanna
Well,
talk
there was
about-
an issue about. I mean, she was talking about quilters, like researching
Well, it was more like,
special things related to.
no, this was more like how to set up your research project.
Oh,
Like how to
that one.
form your research. I have all the
Okay.
notes here, but like it was
Gotcha.
how to like what do you want to find out? What questions, like what closed questions can you ask? What open-ended questions can you ask? Yeah.
Boy, she should have been talking to. Is it Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah.
Well, Amy wasn't in
Amy
there.
was there.
Oh, she
oh,
was.
good,
sorry.
Good.
Right. Everything's moving
Oh,
a little
boy.
bit slow.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's great so that people come with ideas to research. I mean, she seems to have an idea.
I know.
I know, that's very cool.
I have an idea, but I have several ideas, but
What are they?
they're not fine-tuned yet.
Okay.
Well, one is this is so dorky. Because I'm a librarian, I want to like document how all the documentation projects,
Yes.
how women are documenting. Well, mainly women are documenting Native women's history. Like I think that's important. So how do we preserve it for the future? Like how different groups are doing it. I realize this is incredibly niche, and I might be the only person interested in it. So I don't know. That's an idea. But another one is I love the idea of what was the title I came up with? The solidarity of the quilting bee.
Yes.
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 Because the
I love
idea.
that.
I mean, there's a book I bought. I just haven't read it yet about quilting bees, but the quilts of them. But like the act of doing communal work to keep somebody's family warm or
As
a
an
family
act of
member warm,
service.
as an
Yeah.
act of like just we're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
There's something there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, all right.
There you go.
There you go.
You got the seal
You
of
know,
approval.
Yannick and Smucker has a brand new book coming out as well. Oh,
She does.
Quilts.
It's on my wish list.
And the exhibit opens this week at, I think, the first week of October at IQM. And it is really good.
Yeah.
She goes into, how quilting groups kind of
Mhm.
kept and they were, a lot of these things were started by home ec teachers that were working with WPA projects that were, and they were going for, well, let's get the women together to, let's make quilts, why not? Or they were making mattresses down where I am. But the idea was to make the number one feel better. It was,
Mhm.
and having just been through COVID, you can understand it.
Mhm.
It's much better to get out of the house, get with somebody.
Mhm.
You all might be feeling bad, and you're working on something to help somebody else.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of that's
Oh,
part
it
of
is? Okay.
what the government was kind of
Yeah, I mean,
Subterfuge.
WPA was
During the
essentially
Depression, yeah.
incredibly like
Yes.
socialist organization, like
Yeah,
project. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
I know, me too. I wish we still had it.
Wait till you read her. It is
Oh, I'm
really.
excited.
I got to, I read the whole
You
thing.
got the sneak peek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is Exciting.
So it was
Robin
very
is living the enthusiasm, Molly.
Oh, good.
Who's
I'm always
liking,
like this.
who's liking the enthusiasm?
Robin.
Oh, Robin.
But I'm so
Robin's
yeah.
not here, right?
No, yeah, Robin's back home, but
What's Robin's last name? There's another Robin here. Oh, that's why.
yeah. Robin is one of the bakery, the other member of the bakery.
yes, out in the.
She's in Reno. She's
in
our
Reno, yeah.
she's our biscuit. She's holding the fort down while Mary and I are here. So.
Okay, Robin.
Not to be a party pooper, but it's a little
It's 6
past
o'clock.
5. No, it's a little past 5,
Oh.
and
Yeah.
the drink reception starts at
The
5:30.
drink lines are forming.
Okay.
No,
Yes.
drink lines are forming.
Okay.
At 5:30.
So yeah, we have to put our slightly fancier clothes on so that we're not rolling down there in t-shirts.
I gotta put on my good
all I
t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing this. This is what they get.
Yeah, we gotta put on our good t-shirts, and so
Did you show them what you got?
I didn't hold it up.
Oh my gosh,
It's
this is
cool.
so cool.
So yeah, real quick, you guys.
Put it on, Papa.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Put
wearing it as like a
She was
cape.
wearing it like, you know.
Did you get that in the
Big.
auction?
Oh my
or
God.
No,
in
no.
November, Mom.
I
There's
bought
light
this.
coming in from the back.
Yeah.
but
Oh,
put
Yes.
Put it around your back and then put it.
It's chubby. It's a chubby double.
It's a chubby double wedding ring. I like it. It's a
love it.
chunky.
I love it. I adore that fabric. The
Yeah.
stuff that's the.
Isn't it fantastic?
What's like the horse cowboy and.
It's they're like I don't know if it's like some kind of history type stuff.
Yeah, I see a ship.
There's a lot of feed sack flat fabric in here. The dealer said she thought that those the centers were definitely feed sack.
the seams are pressed. Some of the seams are pressed open. Interesting.
Really?
Very nicely done. Look at that.
So yes, you guys, there was an amazing piles of quilts in the vendor area, and Mary Kay told me I was gonna buy something from her friend Cindy.
And you did.
And I did.
Yeah, good.
And then so did her mom.
Yes, my mom also bought a beautiful quilt from Cindy. It's in the
Subway
bedroom.
Memories? Is that?
Quilting Memories. If you guys know Cindy
That's a
Clay.
cute sign she has.
It
It's
is.
like- it's hand- yeah,
She
love
has
it.
Yes.
I bought, was it Indiana?
Well, she's getting ready to.
Yes.
Let's wear.
She's from Indiana.
That's my thought. I don't know what
So,
that is.
yeah, you guys, it's been fun. It's been so intense here. There's just so much stuff going on. I will probably have to talk about the silent auction later, but let's just say I almost punched somebody in the throat because they outbid me, and I came right up behind her. She saw me, and I said, "Get out of the way! I'm gonna outbid you." And then I may or may not have actually outbid her on something else just for spite. So,
I'm hoping I don't win everything
I don't know.
bid
I
on.
did in the moment, but I don't know if anyone came out.
Oh, okay, very good. Thank you. I'm like, I know.
Exactly.
so M. Hicks, hopefully the thing that I bid on that I mentioned to you, I think I got it. Fingers crossed.
It'll be a really cool stream if she did for you guys to see.
Yeah. So I will show all of those treasures. I should turn this around so I'm actually talking to you guys. I have so many cool treasures. As I mentioned, Mary Kay brought me something cool, and yes, several people have just given me things, and I'm like,
Happens, that happens
what?
too. If
Me?
you express that you like, ooh, people will.
Yes,
Yes, this is a place of presence.
Yeah,
it really
very
is.
nice
So,
presents.
yeah.
It's part of the shit.
Okay, Eva, when will I stream again? I'm not sure, guys.
Yeah, you leave tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're I might be able to stream on Monday, but I'm not going to promise. So I'm probably going to be back on Thursday, my regular schedule on Thursday.
Yeah, because we're like dead.
Yeah. I'm tired. You can see I don't have any makeup on. I look like garbage. So it's been so much fun, but it's been really intense, and yeah. You guys will hear a lot more. I missed Mary's stream, so I'm not sure. So did she do a couple? I've missed them. So we'll get you guys up to speed on all the wonderful things we saw and did when we get back into town. So I hope you guys are well. I hope why isn't Mary with me? Because Mary is a human hummingbird, and she's
also doing like work.
she is actually working. Yeah, she is actually working here. She had to volunteer for something. She was my room monitor for my session. So, yeah, they have her working. But anyway, we'll be back and we'll fill you guys in. There's lots of gossip and tea to spill. So guys, have a fantastic weekend, and we will be back soon. Mwah!